Hey Truth Warriors, and welcome to another video from aplaintruth.info. Today we are seeing Kauai, Hawaii, Hanalei Bay, the North Shore, just getting pummeled with record rains coming out of nowhere, mostly hitting only the North Shore and massively flooding those people where a declared emergency, state of emergency has been declared for the area, but it was fairly isolated and not as bad on the other islands. Again, the geoengineering at work. And I'm being sent pictures from some wonderful activists from around the country. And these were sent to me just recently by David Kay. And you can clearly see that there's anomalies going in the skies everywhere. It's going on all over. But I want to get into the sun simulators again. Patty Dale has done some incredible work on forensics on sun simulators. We'll get into in a little bit. And seeing that these artificial suns are real. We have the patents. We have documentation going on everywhere. Look at this picture, folks. That's the sun simulator you're seeing. And she has broken it down using photo forensics to show it is actually a device and an actual machine up there. First, I want to give you a little background on the sun simulators and what we're seeing in the skies being reported all over the world. But there's these devices being put up, and they probably are likely cube satellites, which I'll get into at the end. But thanks again for Patty and the others for the activists and sending this to us. All right, let's get into it.
Photograph, a hexagon appeared in the upper left-hand corner. He didn't notice this hexagon until many weeks after the fact. There was no direct sunlight involved in the photograph that could create maybe a lens ray or a glare. It was just a simple photograph, and this hexagon appeared in the sky. He sent it to me to look at. I kind of compared it to the sun simulator because it does have similarities, but we don't know for sure what we're dealing with here. It almost looks like there's two. If you look at it real close, you can see an outline of one here to the left and then one down here just off center a few degrees to the right. Whether it is two or not, I have no idea. But either way, it's kind of neat. Don't know what it is, but it does have an uncanny resemblance to the sun simulator. And
Are you seeing that cube? Do you see that? Right in the middle of the sun. And of course, that's some sort of camera malfunction or whatever to the effect. The problem is, he was only able to capture this on certain days in June and July, and then again last week it came back. Other than that, he couldn't capture it at all. But look at this. Not only did he catch it again, but he caught it reflecting in the water as well. I've never seen this before, and I'm going to say you probably haven't either. In the water, but he also catches it in the sky simultaneously.
Is because they work for, alphabet agencies, trying to make you look bad, trying to discredit you, so no one listens and no one gets on your bandwagon. Look at this. Look at the shape of this. That is so unnatural. Watch as we get a little further into the video. Watch the shape of this thing. This thing, it changes shape while I'm videotaping it. Meaning they're adjusting it. It just rose. It's only been in the air for about 20 minutes. So every time it makes landfall over the oceans, they don't care over the oceans. There's not many people seeing it. But as it makes landfall, they have to do adjustments. Look at this shit. Where the sun simulator is, and it just all looks fake. That looks like CGI, man. And this is live video. I just shot this morning. Isn't this crazy looking? Look at this. Look at this. If that is not a simulated light source, I don't know what is. Look at the center of it now. It's still blue, but it looks, because of the angle I'm at a really high altitude. You're seeing like a spinning. So that tells me that there is no light in the center of this device, and that the center is some type of nucleus, maybe the power source. You know what I'm saying? If you ever looked at the
take you through a step-by-step process on this one. We've all seen, most of us have seen this little black dot in the sun before. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. As you can see, it's got two. It's got two black dots. So what I did was I took a snapshot of this and I did some photo analysis with it. Alright, well here's the snapshot that I enlarged using about. But let's take a look at what these things look like when they're ran through the photo forensics. Okay, as you can see, there's the two dots, and I'm doing my photo forensics here. Now, what I want you to see, actually when I saw it, it kind of blew my mind a little bit, because I most definitely saw something. Okay, now, so I enlarged it. What I want to show you is the next image down below, right here. Okay, now, actually if I hover my mouse over it, you'll see the same thing. Look at that. See that square? See that? The round circle? Look at that. I'll show you the one below. I can do this. Alright. So, obviously, let me, hold on. I like to have stuff out of the way. Okay. So, obviously, this is definitely a object. Okay? This very straight lines and angles. And another one up here, and as you can see, look at that. What do you think this is, guys? You can't see it there, it's in front of the sun. Okay, but you can definitely see the outline of some sort of perhaps cubed satellite. So here's what I did. I took that snapshot and I enlarged it. Now look at this. When I hover my little mousey over it, it actually takes on a 3D effect. Look at that. I mean, you can see it all. Let's go down here so I can point it. I mean, it's like a 3D. You can clearly see this is a device. It's a satellite. It's a cube satellite. Look at that. You can even see how it was made. Unbelievable. Look at this. Okay, from that, put that over there. It makes it more of a 3D. Look at that. That's 3D, guys. This is why I always suggest people run pictures through photo forensics. Alright? Because you'll be surprised at what you see, but this is incredible. This is probably one of the most unique things I have found. Okay, well here's a little bit of a different perspective. Okay, I changed the colors from that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get everything lined up. From that to this, and I tried playing with the colors, but there is no color. Now, you can clearly see, I hope you can see what I'm seeing, but that's a device. That's probably the cube satellite. I mean, anybody care to explain this one to me? When all it did was started out from, you will know I captured this image. Now, I'm going to enlarge it, and you're going to see what I see. We're going to take a look at this, okay? I'm going to enlarge it so much, it's not going to fit the entire screen, so we'll move it around. Okay, now, look at all this.
Solar simulators. Here's one here at Google Patents. It goes back to 1960. The idea has been around for a long time, quite possibly even farther back than 1960. There's a diagram of a solar simulator patented back in April of 1966.
And we're going to go over to here and we're going to look at this patent. and bring it up to size. And if you'll notice, you'll see in here, here's these stanchions or supporting bars, which possibly could be what we're seeing actually in the video that was done by Patty Daly and her forensics investigation. See the pipes going across here? Let's take a look at that again and see how that matches up.
Okay, this is the black dot in front of the sun. What do you think that is? I think that's a device. I mean, look at this. You can see the 3D, right? I can't zoom it in anymore. But let's take a look at this. Again, I will post my last video in the description box below, because you're going to need to watch that first. But here you can clearly see these are like pipes and, you know, whatever. But this is definitely a square object in front of the sun. Now, I don't know what all this stuff is, but I'm looking at all that. Okay, that's just the edge of the picture. That's nothing down here. Okay, so let's take a look over here. I mean, it looks like plumbing pipes. Alright, look at this. I mean, you can actually see shadows. You can see the 3D effect on this. And here's the center of it. This is the center of that black object, that black dot we all see every once in a while in front of the sun.
So just putting in Cube Satellite Patent Sun Simulator, look at all the patents on Sun simulators and CubeSats that there is just doing a quick search. This has been going on like since the 1960s before Boeing Sun simulators. Why do we need a Sun simulator? Sun simulators in Germany, and on it goes. And this is all part of this whole
Okay, so here we have just a kind of a Bobo picture of the Sun simulator. Okay, so here we have our sun. This is the device manufactured by Bausch & Lomb and Lockheed Martin. So basically what it does is takes our sun that has moved far away from the orbit where the sun's rays and heat no longer give valuable, stuff towards the Earth, as it's moved far away outside an elliptical orbit, who knows? Or maybe another planet has passed in front of it and stole its thunder. Who knows the reason why they would put up a sun simulator? But everyone's noticing that what's in the sky right now isn't the same as the yellow sun you remember. It burns white, it burns hotter, and no one wants to go out in the sun anymore. How it's not torching all the plant life yet is beyond me. Maybe they're spraying something within the chemtrails that's keeping the plants alive. Some type of chlorophyll, or who knows. But anyway, this is the sun. This is the sun's rays projecting into this like cathode ray tube. Well, it has this receiver here, and this cathode ray tube that projects, enhances the sun's rays and projects them on, like, people think it's a spinning glass center. Some people say it's round, some people say it's square. I think that's when sometimes with certain cameras, when you point the camera at this, what we think is the sun, you're getting this outside lens array, but sometimes you get that black center, and sometimes it looks like it's spinning. I think that's what that is right there. It's basically the mirror that reflects the cathode rays tubes and then spins them in a high speed rate, so it's sending pulsated rays across this lens array. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. It's sending pulsated rays across this lens array, and then it projects down to the Earth and looks like a sun. Now what I'm about to show you is a sunset video taken at about 500 feet with my drone. I think I get a reflection of this, the cathode ray. Okay? Here we go. Alright, let me, hold on one sec. Let me shrink that video back down for a second. At a point, you're going to see the lens flares pointing down. You're going to see a red lens flare, a blue lens flare. You might even see some patterns in the lens flares. Then you're going to see this green lens flare come up from the bottom that has a weird round top and a cone shape. I think that lens flare is a reflection of the cathode ray. Basically, it's a trigger, a gun, that absorbs the rays from the top and shoots them out a trigger, a funneled trigger. It's almost the way cathode ray tube televisions were made. I have a background in electronics, and the concept of a CRT, the old televisions we used to have that had that, glass front and the heavy picture tube, they work the same way the sun simulator does. It blasts rays through a funneled tube to enhance the power. It's called a cathode ray tube or trigger. And that is exactly what the sun simulator is, just at a larger scale. Okay, so I think by now you guys have probably seen the green funneled lens flare. Totally bizarre, totally bizarre. So now after you've seen it on here on the video, now let's try to go back